This is Doofy McButterscotch, and now we're going to continue with Jeff Goldblum's movies. Jurassic Park. Well, this was one of the first movies I ever watched, and if you've been watching the series, I've said that quite a few times because I watched a lot of movies when I was little. I thought this one was pretty cool. It's my favorite in the trilogy. I liked Jurassic Park. It had a lot of good special effects for its time. There weren't a lot of good dinosaur movies before Jurassic Park came out. It was a pretty good one. Real good plot, good characters, classic moments. It was just one of the best. If you haven't watched it, you got to. And if you really like dinosaurs, you have to. Independence Day. Well, there's no fireworks in this one, unless explosions count. I watched this movie very late in life. I watched it, I believe it was last year that I watched this for the first time ever. And I really wasn't, it was a alright action film. I mean, it's good to have on a Friday night, but it's not something I watch over and over and over again. I mean, it's got good moments, but I just didn't really get into the movie that much. The Lost World Jurassic Park. I liked this one too. Not as many classic moments, but it was still a decent movie in the Jurassic Park series. None of them were really bad. They were all pretty good. The first one, obviously, the best, and this one was pretty good too. I've forgotten a lot about it, but you know, I know it's still a good movie, even though I watched it a while ago. Cats and Dogs. Now, this is a movie you will either hate or you'll think it's alright. It's about talking cats and dogs. Dogs are the good guys and cats are the bad guys. Yeah. Cats are planning on getting back at the dogs by making all dogs allergic. By sending out a whole bunch of mice and sending out a little disease that makes everyone allergic to dogs. And Jeff Goldblum is working on a little project to make no dogs cause allergies. And the cats don't want that because they hate the dogs. And it's very far-fetched, and there's a lot of science fiction and stuff in it, so you might actually hate this movie a lot if you don't like the childish stuff, but if you're into that sort of thing, this might be a movie for you. 9 months. Well, this is all about the whole pregnancy in 9 months process in a kind of a funny way. It's got Jeff Goldblum doesn't have a very big role in this movie. He's just he's an extra character in it. He's got it's more about Hugh Grant and Julianne Moore because they're the couple that's having the kid. There's a lot and it's got Tom Arnold. It's a decent comedy. It's got some funny moments. It's not the funniest movie in the whole world, but it's decent. Funnier than some of the comedies out there. It's okay. The Fly. This one's a little bit different. Jeff Goldblum is the title character, and in a little science experiment, what he wants to do is teleport from one area to the other, but the problem is a little fly gets in there with him, and they combine. A little fly and Jeff Goldblum, and I can tell you, the results start out good, but they gradually get awful. Yeah, they combine, and at first there's just a little speck on Jeff Goldblum, but eventually the fly genes start taking over. He's got super strength, he can jump really high, he's got real good vision, and he can do all of that shit. But eventually he starts mutating into a hideous monster, starts vomiting all of his food just like flies do and all that sort of stuff, and he gets real ugly and horrible. And then eventually Gina Davis his spouse in the movie has to kill him to save herself. Yeah, it's a decent science fiction movie. I'd recommend it for you sci-fi goers. It's a decent one. It's good. Now the final one, Powder. This one's real different from all the others. It's about an albino dude. There's not a lot of movies that feature albinos, and most of the time albinos play the bad guy in movies. But in this one, the title character is albino, which is why they called it Powder. Because if you put a little powder on your skin, you turn really white. Which is why it's about an albino dude. Yeah. Jeff Goldblum is not the albino dude. He's a teacher trying to help him out. And the albino dude's actually got superpowers. Yeah, I cannot for the life of me remember what the hell they are, but I mean, they're super. I can tell you that for sure. They are super. And they're definitely powers. If I was to take a stab in the dark, I'd say telekinetic or mind reading. Or, oh wait, there's electricity involved. Yeah, there's a part in the movie where electricity was moved because of the albino dude. And of course everybody hates him because he looks like a freak at some point, but eventually I think he gets helped out by some extraterrestrials or some sort, and everyone lives happily ever after, I guess. It's kind of a little powdery for me to remember, or fuzzy, but yeah. It is decent. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I got through it. Not the worst movie I've ever watched. Decent. What do I think of Jeff Goldblum? Well, he's got a cool look to him. But as far as acting, I mean, he's got a very lackluster, like, he's an okay actor, but I think he mainly gets around because of the face value. I mean, that can happen. I mean, Clint Eastwood has a lot of face value. And sometimes that's all you gotta have, a good face. And because if you don't have a good face, how are people gonna remember you? Yeah, he's got the face thing down, but acting wise, he's not on par. Jeff Goldblum. Let's move on to Cuba Gooding Jr. Pearl Harbor. We did that one already. As good as it gets. Let's see, did we do this one? I don't think we have. No. Yeah, let me check. Nope, we haven't done it yet. As good as it gets. It's mainly about Jack Nicholson, the Joker. He's trying to win over Helen Hunt, and Cuba Gooding Jr. is in for comic relief. And he goes around and there's a bunch of comedy. I've forgotten a lot about it, so I can't really give the best review on it. As good as it gets. It's a decent movie. Thumbs up. Jerry Maguire, we did that. A Few Good Men, we did that. Outbreak. I do not think we've done that one yet. Outbreak. It's all about a disease. Oh wait, we did do that one. Morgan Freeman. Never mind. Snow Dogs. Now I know for sure we haven't done this one. Snow Dogs. Maybe some of you have heard that that's not a really good movie. Well, you'd be right. It isn't a good movie. I watched it when I was a little kid and I liked it, but I watched it as an older dude and I didn't like it. I thought it was pretty shitty. Pretty shitty indeed. Well, it's about snow dogs. They go around and, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to talk shit about snow dogs. We're going to have to wrap this up. Alright, see you next time.